Hello everyone, welcome to SwitchUp as we once again have a look at some of the games coming out for the Switch and the Switch 2 in this upcoming week. In terms of dates, we're going from the 8th of November up until the 14th to see if there's anything coming that's worth your time and money. So which games are coming out this week? Well, let's find out.
This episode is sponsored by Railroute, the Complete Edition. Now, if you remember, we did a full dedicated video on the game when it came out. It was one of those hidden gems that to look at, you're like, is this going to be fun? But it really is. It's a strategy experience. And this Complete Edition adds the soundtrack and music player, happy passengers, and the map pack. But these simplistic visuals hide a really strategic and enjoyable experience that's real-time strategy as well. And despite how complex some of your networks can get, it's never complicated to play. There's a nice upgrade system, as I say, that makes things like signals, turning trains round when they reach platforms, and the amount of time that they wait a little more easy to manage. It's one that you certainly shouldn't judge by its cover, I'd say. It's a surprisingly chill game to play, and with the addition of the soundtrack, this is a great way to experience it. All the prices and other information are on your screen now. A big thank you to Untold Tales for sponsoring this episode. Check it out, there'll be links in the description and the top pinned comment.
Moving on to the games coming out this week then, and the first of those is a Switch 2 game. This is Goodnight Universe. Not a huge amount to say here in terms of the blurb, it's quite short. I'll read it to you. It says you are Isaac, a 6-month-old baby, developing mysterious psychic powers. What you want most is to be loved and accepted by your family, but a secretive tech corporation wants you for their own. There isn't a trailer on the eShop, just a series of screenshots. It looks to be a first-person game, possibly walking sim, I'm not quite sure. Looks like you have a number of objectives and puzzles to solve as you go through each of the environments. This game releases on the 11th and it sells for £16.99 or your regional equivalent. Also this week then we have Windswept. It says marbles and checkers need your help finding their way home after being swept away in a storm. In this 90s buddy platformer, there's a ton of stuff to do and even more to collect. It looks to be a 2D platformer with a really nice pixel art style actually. Quite simple in its design. Almost looks like an early 16-bit game in terms of the aesthetic, but it says there are over 40 stages to explore, each with their own set of hidden collectibles, bonus challenges, and quirky obstacles to overcome. You'll learn every ability in the first stage of the game, and after that you are on your own, and changing your leader gives you an entirely new set of actions to use and master, so I imagine you can switch between the two characters. Could be quite interesting. This one's also out on the 11th and sells for £17.99. Okay, the next game then is Burrow. This calls itself a cozy woodland survival game about a mouse returning home to restore their childhood burrow. You play as a mouse who returns from the big city to find their childhood home in ruins, and to make matters worse, your aunt has gone missing. Restore your broken down childhood burrow to its former glory so you can relax in front of the fireplace. Again, it says it's a survival game and you can play at your own pace. You need to customize your character, decorate your burrow, and choose a path that fits your play style. Goes for a hand-drawn art style, this one. Looks really nice actually, I do love that winter scene. Again, no trailer on the eShop though, just screenshots. It's always hard to gauge just how difficult these survival games are. I mean, some of them can be absolutely brutal. This one does call itself a cozy survival game, which is an interesting mixture of adjectives there. It's out on the 12th for £17.59. Okay, we then have the Yakuza games, Yakuza Kiwami and Yakuza Kiwami 2. You can buy these separately for £24.99 each or your regional equivalent. I'm going to showcase the bundle here just for the sake of ease in terms of how much information will be on your screen, but the bundle is £44.99 and includes both games of course. These are Switch 2 releases, apologies I can't remember if I said that or not. I think these were remakes of the original games, I think I'm right in saying that. And they both release on the 13th, as I said, obviously separately or as this bundle if you want to pick them up.
Osaka. A power struggle between Yakuza factions unfolds, with two major cities as the backdrop.
Then we have Inazuma 11 Victory Road, which is available both on the Nintendo Switch or the Switch 2. And this is a series that I really used to like back in the day actually. I had one of these on, it would have either been the DS or the 3DS, I can't quite remember now to be perfectly honest. But it's a football RPG where you plan your moves out in turn-based fashion on the pitch. Actually works surprisingly well, and you'll level up characters and find new players as you go along. It says this story takes place 25 years after the first Inazuma 11, has a roster spanning over 5,400 characters from previous entries in the series, and you'll take on various teams, collect and train characters, and build your ultimate dream team. Yeah, the one I played, like I said, I think it was the DS, I can't quite remember, but you obviously use the touchscreen to draw out the maps of runs for characters and could play through balls and stuff. This looks like it has similar moments in that respect, judging by the screenshots I'm looking at. And it is a series that I'd be quite intrigued actually to return to after so many years on obviously a much more powerful console. £57.99 on the Switch or £60.03 on the Switch 2. These game prices just go up and up, don't they? This is out on the 13th. Okay, I'm going to bundle these together as well. You have the Atelier Ryza Trilogy. These are DX versions. I'm pretty sure all three of these games are on the Switch already. This edition includes new stories, playable characters and features that have been added to those base games. Again, you can buy them separately for £32.99, both on the Switch and the Switch 2. Or there is a bundle available, which is the one again I'm showcasing, just so there's not a huge amount of numbers at the bottom of the screen. £73.99 for both consoles. I'm surprised they're releasing this on the Switch, I must say. I thought they might just do the DX versions for the Switch 2. Bearing in mind the base games are already on the Switch. These are quite well-liked games from what I've seen. I do own two of these, two of the three. I've just never played them. I think Mark reviewed these for us as and when they released. The games are Atelier Ryza, Ever Darkness and the Secret Hideout, Atelier Ryza 2, Lost Legends and the Secret Fairy, and Atelier Ryza 3, Alchemist of the End and the Secret Key. These also release on the 13th. The penultimate game then we have Hitman Absolution. This is for the Nintendo Switch 1. I think it is planned that this will come to the Switch 2 eventually. So this released in 2012 and has been on a number of consoles over the years, starting with the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. And it says you'll stalk your targets through elaborate environments designed to reward both quick thinking and patient planning. Strike silently from the shadows or let your silver ballers do the talking. It says that this has been tailored to the Switch, featuring gyro aiming for ultimate precision. Another one out on the 13th for £19.99 or your regional equivalent. And the final game for the week then we have Dragon Ball Sparkling Zero. This is available again on the Switch or the Switch 2 for the same price of £54.99. There are a host of bundles and ultimate editions available. Please do check out the eShop for full details on those. But it says it has the biggest roster in history with over 180 fighters from Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super, Dragon Ball GT and selected Dragon Ball movies. You'll engage in heart-pounding high-speed 3D battles that stay true to the anime and video game series with breathtaking visuals and authentic combat moves like beam clashes, rush attacks, movements too quick for the eye to see, and planet-raising ultimate attacks. As I mentioned, yep, this is available on the Switch or the Switch 2 for the same price. And this one rounds the week out, releasing on the 14th. So there you have it, another week of Nintendo Switch and Switch 2 releases. Are you picking any of these games up? Do let us know in the comment section below. If you'd like to check out our second channel, SwitchUp Extra, where we do longer form videos, initial impressions, playthroughs, that sort of thing, then our latest video is on a really good game actually called Ball Cross Pit. I'll put a card to that in the top right hand corner. Yeah, worth a watch that if you're interested in that game at all and want to know what it's all about. Don't forget, also you can use our website switchup.gg if you're looking for eShop credit and you get yourself 5% of your purchase price back as cashback. And there's a link down there to PlayAsia where you can save yourself a bit of money if you use our link and code. Thank you to our patrons and our channel members for your continued support, and to each and every one of you for watching our videos. Take care, and until next time, happy gaming.